Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for mid-February 2023. We're going to jump right in here, Scorpio. And you have this lock-unlock card. You also have this control-change card here. I'm pretty sure that you had this lock-unlock card with me in like the recent past. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was you. So there's clearly a change, and you have the death card right here. I almost feel like saying it's out of your control with the showing up like Death Hierophant here. You can see here on the Death card, I'll show you in a minute, but there's a guy here. He kind of looks like the Hierophant, and, it just represents like the death of traditional belief or the death of some sort of belief that you've had for a long time. So it's almost as if there is a change in a belief that is happening for you. I do feel like saying happiness is all around you as well. You have this happiness card, but you have the Nine of Swords. I really feel this is about kind of like changing what you're thinking about as well, because you could be in this space where you're kind of grieving something that is dead, done, over with. I almost get like Ten of Swords vibes coming off of this. And are you kidding me? Right there. So I was getting Ten of Swords vibes, like something is dead, done, over with, and I feel like there's something so much better right in front of you. You have this Phoenix card. You are traditionally the Phoenix in astrology. So, you weren't originally the Scorpion. You were originally the Phoenix. So I feel like you are kind of transforming from, a negative situation into a much more positive situation, but you need to see it, right? So I feel for some of you that something is outside of your control. I do feel like you're kind of like unlocking something, but it's like maybe it's the ability to see these changes. I say that because, again, on the Death card, you can see right here, this guy, he looks like a pope. He looks like the Hierophant, kind of. And he is begging for his life. But, he kind of represents beliefs being the same for too long. And, if we go this direction, it's like clearly there's a round-around situation that needs to come to an end here with the Ten of Swords. That's what's going to break you out and lead to your new life, the Judgment card. You could read Judgment, as transmutation, as a rebirth, like a phoenix rising, which kind of represents a second chance. But I would say that, the coffin on the Judgment card represents those people's past life. Outside the coffin represents their new life, and to me, this reading is encouraging a new life. We do have Neptune and Pisces as well. Neptune and Pisces is a direct challenge to this right here, traditional belief. So, part of Neptune and Pisces is that we have beliefs about, everything, and maybe we were raised with these beliefs, and I just threw it, so that's gone. But we're raised with these beliefs, and the Hierophant is kind of like, can you think outside the box to change your beliefs? Again, because you have the Ten of Wands. So something might be too much of a burden. Something, there might be some beliefs that, maybe served you when you were younger, or maybe these beliefs served you well years ago. But these beliefs might be a burden at this point, right? There are just some things that we just don't need to believe any longer. And again, I've been reading a lot of Joe Dispenza lately and a lot of Bruce Lipton lately, and they both kind of talk about the same stuff, about beliefs, how like a lot of the actions and decisions we make are really like the 5-year-old us making a decision. But it's like you're not 5 years old anymore. So, it's like time to change those things, I think. With the Death card, you have two cards. You have the Five of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. You feel like you don't have what you need, but you actually do have what you need to be successful. It's like, this gives me the vibes of like, once you do something, it's going to be so, you're going to be like, why didn't I do this sooner? Like if you're making a change, if you want to quit your job and go get another one, if you want to try something, I have that, like, I always say that whenever I get a combination like this, it kind of reminds me of those viral videos. I don't know if you've ever seen those videos of like a baby trying something for the first time, like that's amazing, like bacon or chocolate or something. And then the baby is like skeptical, but then once they try it, it's like amazing. That's what I kind of get here. It's like, there's something that you're maybe skeptical of, or maybe there's something that you're not sure if you want to do it, like starting a business, getting into a relationship, whatever it is, doesn't matter. But it's like, once you do it, I feel like you're going to be like, oh my God, what was I waiting for? With the Hierophant, which we threw, you have the High Priestess. There you go. Divine counterparts. If you're looking for love, definitely could be kind of a divine counterpart type situation. High Priestess and the Hierophant together. Could be, you have basically every sign here. You always get Pisces, but I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about that because, again, whenever, to me, it's either, well, creepy little Pisces, which we talk about all the time on this channel, right? Especially with you, Scorpio. But when something shows up so much like this, to me, it's more of a message. It's not so much a person. Like I said, it could be, but I feel like this is encouraging you to trust your intuition, number one. I also feel like this is more mysterious, the Hierophant, which I threw over there, which says you need to throw that away, which is inside the box thinking. Again, she would be more, she's not necessarily outside the box thinking, but she does represent needing to be willing to explore a mystery. So this could be in any area of your life. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Queen of Swords. I don't know, I feel like you're opening up here. Queen of Swords, she's willing to receive. You know, she normally has her, she has her sword up, her hand out. It kind of says she's like being cautiously optimistic about the future, which I kind of get that. I kind of get that for you here. In your present situation, you have this happiness card. I actually don't think you're here yet. I think that you're almost here. I think you're almost happy. I feel like you're almost feeling much happier, much like things are kind of going your way. And oh my God, here you go. You have the Queen of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. I wasn't even paying attention here. You have the Queen of Swords, and you can see that she has her hand out. It's like you're cautiously optimistic. You're kind of getting ready to take the leap off the diving board, you know, into the deep end. And what I would say here is going this way, like very adventurous, enthusiastic. Two of Wands is hesitating. Speaking of viral videos, have you ever seen one of those videos where someone hesitates at the end of a diving board, they come down, they hit it, they bounce off, you know, it's like crazy. You know, that's what I'm getting here with that Two of Wands. I feel like that Two of Wands is saying, no, take the leap of faith towards whatever this risk that you could be taking is, because if you like don't take the full leap, you might hurt yourself, right? You have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is like having a nightmare, waking up and being stuck in a nightmare. So I always say like this is a never-ending nightmare. It could also be a comfort zone. You know, he has this blanket right here, which represents a comfort blanket. So for some of you, something that you're holding on to could be the thing that is preventing you from like true happiness. So I would take a look at that. You have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is fulfillment and wish fulfillment. And it's also a card of like bathing in an energy of something that you want. And I feel like your feelings are going to be very important. We literally see that going this direction right here. Justice is cause and effect. And there is like a lot of astrology, I feel, that says that we should be making sure to move towards things that provide good feelings, that provide energy or happiness or whatever to us. And we should avoid the things that don't. So let's see. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune, taking control of your destiny. I feel like you finally see what you need to do to make the change. Wheel of Fortune is a wheel, never ending, right? It could be a round situation, but really what I feel is like you're taking control. To me, the Wheel of Fortune is like a good and a bad card, or it can be a good and a bad card. For the most part, it's a very lucky, you know, most people consider it very positive, but, you know, again, for this to be a positive card, we have to be in control. We want to be at the center of the wheel. If you're on the outside of the wheel, then you're just like spinning around, going, you know, not in control of anything. So you want to do this through the use of your vibrations. And for you, I would say putting energy into things that give energy back to you, and also answering the call of your new life, leaving behind your old life. That's how you're going to take control of that wheel. With the Nine of Swords, you have the King of Cups. Definitely could be love coming in for you. Could be a water sign. I feel like it's someone who kind of gets you off the wheel maybe as well. It's like maybe you've been in a cycle as far as love is concerned. So this could be a person who gets you off that. Also a card of your emotions. He is the card of having very deep feelings, very deep emotions. He's sitting in the middle of the water, you know, he's in the middle of the ocean, and it kind of represents needing to, again, control those deep emotions. Your emotions are clearly going to be controlling your reality. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Chariot. Damn. Definitely a victory coming in for you. A lot of success. I feel like there's like some sort of win coming in for you. And again, this would represent leaving something behind. It wouldn't surprise me if some of you were traveling. Next, in the area of your future, it says learn new things. It will help you in the future. Yes, I'm like, you know, again, I've said it a million times. If you're not learning something new, you're crazy. Pluto and Aquarius. You have this gossip card that says people are talking about you and what you are doing. Who cares, right? It says if they're talking about you, they're sending energy. I love when people talk about me. I don't care what they say because it's free attention, right? So I always tell, like, I don't care if it's good or bad. If they're talking about you, you're getting free attention. That's exactly how I would take it. We still have Mars in the shadow as well of the retrograde. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I would just totally ignore it in the first place, but I would definitely ignore gossip at the end of the month, until the end of like March or somewhere around there. You have the Page of Wands, the Justice card, and the Ten of Swords. To me, this is like something, you know, I almost feel this is like karmic. I don't, not as in a person, like that could be part of it. I feel like the universe is bringing an end to something, or this has already happened. The reason I say it's already happened is because this guy's dead, done, over with, and I'm wondering if there was a difficult ending in your recent past, but it's like you're still on the ground. I feel like you need to kind of get up, right? We see that right here with the Judgment card, needing to rise up out of the coffin. I feel like you need to start investing your time, effort, energy, attention, your love, your emotions into things that invest in you. And sorry, my computer just went out, so we're gonna have to wait a minute to switch. There we go. So what I would say is I would invest into the things that you want to receive. I also feel like there just could be karma here. You have that Phoenix card, which could represent like the ending of a karmic cycle, the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Karma. So it's like clearly there's like a karmic situation coming to an end. And you have the Page of Wands, which is opening you up to a new beginning. Learn new things. It will help you in the future. As that card says, learning new things. He is enthusiastic about something. He learns about it. That's really all you need to know. If something excites you, you have all these wands here. It's like if something excites you, if you have a desire to do something, then I would do it, whatever it is. I don't care if it's like knitting scarves. I don't care if it's playing with beetles. I don't care what it is. Whatever it is, I would do it because, again, that's where all the success is. Again, mark my words, I promise you. It's like the way people become successful over the next 20 years is going to blow your mind. And mark my words. Come back to this video and let me know what happened over the next 20 years, right? Because I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. With the Page of Wands, you have the Page of Pentacles. Definitely new love if you're looking for love. I also feel there's like some sort of good news coming in for you. And again, this might allow you to take control over your destiny. I also have like a weird story pop into my head. Like if you had a bozo in the past here, I feel like there could be closure coming in from that person. Like they could be telling you something or you're finding something out. I feel like you were like very emotional about this. If this part of the story is for you, it might not be for all of you. This part of it. It's like I feel like you were very emotional and upset about the breakup, but it's almost like you learned something where you're like, wow, that person's stupid. Like I feel like there's like a complete change here where it's almost like it sets you free emotionally. I don't know, that's what's popping into my head. With the Justice card, you have the Nine of Pentacles. For some reason I thought you had the nine. Oh, you have the Nine of Cups. 2 nines to me is a new beginning. You have 9 right here. So to me, the multiple 9 says that you're heading towards some sort of new beginning. I clearly feel there's a lot of success coming in for you as well. I really feel the water signs are like glowing up. Maybe that's not like the best word to use, glow up, but it's like I feel like the universe is on the water signs side this year. I feel like the universe is like trying to get us to take the lead in certain areas of our lives, or to to come out as more confident and things like that. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Net of Swords. Yeah, someone made a rash decision. I feel like if this is a past person, I feel like they just make quick decisions in the moment. They don't even they don't think about consequences or anything like that. So I feel like that's what you could be walking away from. I also feel some of you could be moving. For your outcome here, you have this Phoenix card. It says transmutation on it. I literally feel I always say the Phoenix reminds me of a forest fire. A forest, when it is set on fire, it burns down, but it always grows back 1,000,000 times stronger because all the nutrients are returned to the soil. So I feel like if you have had a burning down, if you have had a Phoenix rising moment, I feel like you're in the ashes, and it's like you haven't quite come out of the ashes yet because of that Judgment card. So it's almost like you're going to come back bigger and better than ever. So this is a comeback is what I would say here, Scorpio. You have the Two of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Judgment card. Again, you're very close. Eight of Pentacles, the Judgment card just says you have to answer the call. You have to step into the new life. The new life, I without knowing your exact situation, I can't tell you what it is. It could be a new job, could be a new relationship that takes you somewhere else. It could be moving, traveling, any of those things. Could be changing jobs. But if you're making some sort of change, I feel like this is going to be the thing that, kind of where you have the rebirth. I feel like this is the thing that gives you the rebirth, or whatever you want to call it. So some sort of rebirth energy here. You have the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like you're working on the right things here. I feel like you feel that you're working on things that actually are an investment, as in maybe you would, get a job in the past and it wouldn't last very long. So I'm not saying you felt like you wasted your time, but you kind of feel like you wasted your time. Same thing in a relationship, but I feel like this is different. It's almost like if you're getting into a relationship, I almost feel like this person is like a battery. I feel like both of you together, it's like you store each other's energy. And so there is no waste of time. Like, I don't know, that's weird how it's popping into my head, but it's almost as if it's like different. I feel like the more work you put into it, the more work they put into it, and it's like then it just becomes better. It doesn't become one of these things where there's like a breakup or a separation. It could be an earth sign or I would say if it's not an earth sign, it's someone very practical. Like I get a very just like practical energy, and I also feel like they match energy as well. It's like you're matching each other's energy though. It's weird. And I feel like I've said this to you before. It's like you're almost exactly the same, but different. And, it's almost like if this is a relationship, like I said, it's like a battery. It's like you store each other's energy and you just build each other up instead of like wasting time. You have the Two of Wands here taking the lead, but, Two of Wands really says, he has to leave that castle. He has to go towards something new. He has to go towards the whole world being in his hands. So don't be afraid to like take a risk, to do something different here, Scorpio. That's what this whole entire reading is basically talking about. Let's see. With the Two of Wands, you have the Four of Wands, marriage. Again, if you're attracting love, could be attracting a person that you will marry. I mean, obviously, you had the Hierophant and the High Priestess. I would say it's a very spiritual connection. Again, those are divine counterparts, but they're also, they would represent something very spiritual, like a very, spiritual connection. I don't know what else to call it, but I do feel like there could be marriage. I also feel this is like a finish line. Four of Wands is my card of completion. The Two of Wands is also a card of completion. He has this wand back here that stands on its own. It basically says the past is done. Now it's time to complete the past and move towards something new. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Pentacles. I said something about Earth. I was getting a very practical energy. So this person's very resourceful as well. I feel like they get a lot done is what's popping into my head. I really feel that you could be attracting a person where it's like most people don't understand how they're able to accomplish what they're able to accomplish. But this is Capricorn. I feel like you're attracting someone who's very efficient. It's like they just don't waste time. And I was getting that here. With the Judgment card, you have the Sun. Are you kidding? Best card in the deck. And clearly, I love the Judgment card, but with the Sun, that makes it like a lot better. I feel like something's very obvious to you. The Sun sometimes shines a light on the things that we need to be working on or the things that we need to pay attention to. And so I feel for a lot of you, the Sun is shining a light on something that you're working on in work or business or your love life or whatever. And I would pay attention to it with the Sun and the Judgment card. Again, that goes back to your desires as well. Like if you desire to do something, go in this direction. Like this is your destiny that is going to make you very happy. The Judgment card is your kind of like your true inner calling, what you're meant to do in your life. So I'm wondering if some of you are discovering your purpose with the Sun and the Judgment card as well. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this restlessness card. I feel a little bit restless as well, Scorpio, so it doesn't really surprise me. I do feel there's a little bit of restless energy, like wanting to move forward, wanting things to move forward quicker, and all that other stuff. I feel like, number one, this is Hermes, so this represents communication. So I feel like communicating with yourself or communicating with your higher self would be very beneficial. You have this endurance card. Pisces also have this card as well. If you have Pisces in your chart, I would definitely watch that reading. But I feel like you're not giving up. This is the Sun in Scorpio. So I feel like you're showing up in a very strong position here. I feel like you're being rewarded, but I also feel this is saying, like, don't give up now. I think that you're very close, and I'm pretty sure I said this to you in your last reading. It's like when we get closest to our goal, that's when we experience the most resistance. So I feel like this is saying push through that period of time. Keep going. You have this authority card. We see a lot of authority here. Hierophant, which went flying. The Hierophant on the death card, even though it's not the Hierophant, it's like a pope. But, I feel that a lot of you could be dealing with authority figures. I also feel like you could be attracting someone who is an authority. Like they could be an expert or, people could just see them as an expert in life in general. So could be attracting that type of person. Next, you have this optimism card. Yes, the Sun. That's the only thing you should focus on. Don't focus on people, places, or things. Focus on optimism. Focus on things that bring you more optimism, that make you feel more successful and abundant. That's exactly what I would be doing here, Scorpio, because I just think that's what you need to do. Is focus on happiness, joy, abundance, good news, good things. And, that will guide you towards success. Again, the Sun and the Judgment card, super important. Next, you have this versatility card. I'm pretty sure all 3 water signs have this card because, we're in between the eclipses. The next set of eclipses is in April. The last set of eclipses was all about versatility. It was all about kind of, if one way to do something doesn't work, try something else. If your business isn't working how you want it to, try something else. If your relationship isn't working one way, try something else. So I feel this is saying be versatile. People who are flexible are going to be very successful. The people who are fixed, Scorpio, who are fixed signs, right? Those people are going to have a hard time, so don't be afraid to experiment. I'm going to pull one more. Yeah, you have this flattery card. If you're attracting love, this is like someone who is going to be very flirtatious, there's going to be a lot of flattery. And look, are you kidding? Two people facing each other, two people apart. This is your past. This is your future. It's almost like you're attracting someone like a mirrored soul or something. It's not even like a soulmate or anything like that. I don't buy those titles anyway. I think they're all BS, but whatever, right? And what I would say here is that I feel like you're attracting someone who is like very similar. So there you go. Thank you for being here, Scorpio. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.